The displaced people in Yemen are living in dire consequences due to the war that affected their health, accommodation, and other aspects of their life. The following report has more details.
The suffering of the displaced people in the liberated areas of Hodeidah is renewed from time to time as a result of the neglect shown by the concerned authorities and humanitarian organizations towards the condition and suffering of the displaced. The citizen Mahmoud was forcibly displaced by the war. He lives with his family and young children in difficult conditions in highest government rate. The hut, or what is called the nest that houses this family, looks dilapidated and lacks the most basic necessities of life.
My home was in a war zone area, so I had to leave and look for a safer place in order to protect my children. I registered several times, but they don't consider me as a displaced person. The organizations don't provide me with any benefits. My home was destroyed by heavy rains that ruined everything. I'm raising orphans and I'm providing for my family. I have a chronic disease and no one is supporting us.
Difficult conditions and continuous suffering incurred by those fleeing from the war and those looking for shelter. They want nothing but care and attention, while the authorities and organizations are still ignoring their suffering.
The suffering of the displaced people is still going on, as they do not have a proper shelter that can protect them and their families. We talked a lot and asked the authorities and the humanitarian organizations to intervene immediately, but the response is very slow. The organizations visit and assess the situation of the displaced, but do not respond the next day. We have newly displaced people from Maqbana district, Hathia and Jabal Ras, who are left in the open without shelter.
A painful reality in a life full of hardships that the displaced people are paying for, after being forced by the war to leave their home and go to the displacement camps, where a new chapter of the tragedy begins. The Houthi militia who created this chaos and ignited the war in the country are the ones who pushed all these people to the suffering of homelessness and pushed the country into the furnace of conflicts.